right. So in this lesson, we're going to be talking about creating groove. What is groove? I know maybe some of you are like, I know what groove is. It's like that thing that makes, well, we have to really know what groove is to make sure that we can create groove. Groove is the part of the music that makes us move, right? But more specifically, it's a part of the music that kind of speaks to our physical being, right? Without thinking about it, when we hear a groove, we're naturally inclined to kind of move with the groove, right? And the stronger the groove is, the more we want to move. I don't know exactly what that is, but I think it's a part of our kind of instincts. When we hear a beat, we just kind of move. That's like an animalistic kind of thing where it has something to do with maybe the heartbeat. I'm not sure. But either way, it's just a very natural thing. So no matter who you are, where you are in the world, if you hear a groove, people are gonna move, right? So whatever the genre we're playing, we should be striving to groove, okay? Grooving looks differently in different styles, okay? We're gonna talk about groove as it relates to swing. Okay, so the first thing, as I said, it's a body thing. It's a body thing. We have to be very in touch with our bodies when we're playing, right? And also, if you're not feeling groove, if you don't feel comfortable enough to even just dance a little bit, if you hear a groove, boom, cats, boom, cats, boom, cats, boom, cats. You have to feel comfortable to do this. I'm not saying you have to be a great dancer. I'm not that great of a dancer, but I can move to a beat, right? I can snap, I can clap my hands, I can stomp my feet, I can shake my head and nod to the beat. Everything. It's a part of my body. So then when I play, see my body's moving. My body's moving with the groove. See, I'm still grooving. So, and it doesn't mean that you have to move so much when you're playing, but it's a very natural thing that's connected. Your body is connected to groove, whether you're playing it or whether you're just listening to it, right? So if I'm playing a groove, I can't do this. This feels awkward. I'm fighting it. I gotta move a little bit. Now, depending on who you are, some drummers move a lot. And it's up to you, as long as what you're moving to is a kind of a part of what you're playing, and it's not extra. It's not extraneous. It's a part of the groove. Some drummers now move kind of, and it's not really a part of they're just kind of moving. That's probably a bad demonstration, but they're moving a lot more than what's really required for us to feel what we're doing, okay? So as it relates to swing now, because this is a strong groove, and it's loud, everyone's gonna feel it, and they're gonna move to it. So it's easy to dance to that. It's easy to feel that. I'm playing pretty strong in the snare drum. What about swing? Shouldn't we be trying to groove and move to a swing groove, right? So what does that look like? So, now right now I'm just talking about my body. Just check out my body. Okay, I'm moving. So what's that? So here's the pulse. Boom, 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 boom. So my body I'm moving with the chord note. Boom, 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 boom. And you see it's not stiff. I'm kind of moving and grooving with it. There's a certain flow. I'm improvising my movements, but within the groove. I'm within the groove. See, I'm moving with the groove. Yeah, I'm moving with the groove. Okay, so that's just focusing on the body. So once we know once I know you have it in your body, then I know you can put it on the drums. It's just a matter of coordinating your hands and your feet to reflect what you're feeling, right? And sometimes, that's not easy all the time. And it takes some practice. But first thing, feet. Our feet ground us in the pulse, in the groove. If you look at dancers are here. Boom, 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 boom. If it's a slower tempo, they're thinking about the quarter note. Dang, dang, dang. Even if they might move around a little bit and they're doing all these different things, but what they're doing in the lower half of their body is keeping them in the groove. Got to stay in the groove. So when we're on the kit, we're feathering. Are you feathering? You better be feathering. You got to feather. You have to feather. There are times when I don't feather, but if we're really trying to create a groove and we're trying to swing, you got to feather. This is what feathering sounds like. It's not loud. It's meant to be felt, but not heard. Now, there are times when I don't feather. If I'm playing in a more modern style, or if I want to just kind of have more of an open kind of feel, then I won't feather. But generally, I always feather if I'm swinging. Okay, so if it's something that you find challenging, you just got to spend some time. Just practice your feet. Practice this, because again, your lower half really is kind of the foundation of your groove, of your pulse. You have to be able to do that, period. And you notice how strong I'm playing the hi-hats. No weak hi-hats. This is the backbone. It's like the backbone of your senaka. This is like your senaka no hone, right? It keeps everything in line. Now imagine if you're I don't know what kind of hone that is, what kind of bone that is, but we call it our backbone. Imagine if your backbone wasn't there. Our body would fall apart. That's the hi-hat. That keeps everything really kind of together. So I play with my toes. I don't play with my heel. I play with my heel up, not my heel down. It's a preference. I feel like I can get more sound with less effort. So that right there, you already know it's going to swing. You already know it's going to have a very strong pulse, whatever I add on top of it. Okay, so that's going to hold everything together. Then when I add my hands, so once your foundation is strong, then that allows you to play with a little more freedom with your hands. You don't have to play so strong because it's already here. And I can play at different dynamics. Watch this. I'm going to play pretty quiet, but you're still going to feel that pulse very strong. See? And I can play stronger in the ride. The groove doesn't change. You see what I mean? The groove doesn't change because the groove is really coming from the bottom up rather than the top down. And that goes back to Africa. If you go to West Africa, you'll hear a lot of drums. a lot of lower drums that's kind of grounding all the different grooves that you hear. Boom, 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 boom. It's always the bottom that's grounding everything. So think of it like that. This keeps you grounded. Your hands have a little more freedom if your lower half is strong. See? Yeah. Now we can add some upbeats. We can add some syncopation in our comping. We're creating a nice strong quarter note. Now we can dance with it. If our quarter note is strong, then we can dance. So you hear me? Da-ding, 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 right? So I'm operating on 3 levels. Pulse, that's the first level, the most important level. Pulse. The next level is Senaka. 2 and 4. So we got pulse, we got 2 and 4, hi-hats. And then the third level is the subdivisions or the syncopation. So our subdivisions define the groove. So watch this. See? You were probably expecting something different. But as I said, it's the subdivisions that define the groove. And it defines how much we're grooving. So watch this now. Now pay attention to my left hand. I want you to practice playing just quarter notes in your right hand. Now watch how much my left hand affects the groove. My left hand placement. Sorry, I'm having problems with my hi-hat. Just trying to get a better sound for you guys. It's good enough for now. There we go. We get a little more pocket sound. Okay, so quarter notes in the ride cymbal, feathering the bass drum, 2 and 4 in the left hand, left foot. All right? Now watch this. So now I'm playing pretty straight. I'm gonna try not to change the quarter note though. And watch how my left hand starts to make everything swing. Catch it? You see how much the left hand really affects how the groove feels. It's based on the subdivisions. So and also just within the swing, just within the triplet. If we're swinging, we're thinking upbeats, right? Let's take it slower so you can really hear the. Now, that's kind of a regular. That's the last partial of each triplet. 1 loud, lead 2 loud, lead 3, right? Pretty cool, pretty standard. Now let's play with that though. Let's think of it more like let's play it a little later and see what happens to the groove then. All right, now we're gonna play a little later. Back to a triplet. Now back to the 16th. Big difference. There's a big difference, right? And sometimes we do want more of a kind of a later 16th note feel. It kind of brings a little more urgency, a little more attitude to our groove. And then sometimes you want more of a traditional clear triplet feel, subdivision. It's up to you. It's up to that musical moment. It depends on how the band's phrasing. But just know that there is room, even when you're swinging, to kind of play with that, where you're placing that upbeat, okay? But whatever you do, do not do this. Because now we're killing the swing. We don't want to kill the swing, okay? So hopefully that was helpful in kind of displaying how to create a groove, where a groove comes from in our bodies, in our playing, and how to play groove in different ways, okay? And whatever you do, though, you have to do it with, you have to make sure you're feeling it in your body before anything. Make sure you're feeling it. Make sure you're relaxed. Make sure you're clear. So if you notice, I'm playing the ride cymbal pretty strong. Even when I'm playing quiet, I'm pretty strong. Right? Playing with conviction rather than conviction and good technique. I'm not doing this. Nothing weird. Good technique, just like snare drum. So if you're doing all of these things, I promise you, you will groove.